Hi, and welcome to this week's Las Vegas Advisor Weekly Update with Anthony and Andrew. Today is Wednesday, January 26th, 2022, and there's a lot going on this week, huh, Anthony?
Yeah, there's a lot of news, unlike the previous weeks where there wasn't a whole lot to say about new things. Yeah, this is a pretty happening week, and it all happened in the last couple of days, to be honest.
Starting with the Horseshoe, moving to the Strip.
Yes, Bally's on the Strip is going to undergo a name change and a rebranding, and it's become Horseshoe Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. This goes back to when Caesars bought the World Series of Poker. And they also bought the Horseshoe name from Binion's. Okay. So this is really formally the Binion's Horseshoe downtown, which if you now go downtown, you see that it's only called Binion's. And they do not have, they sold that name off. And Bally's has held on to it, at least in Vegas. There's been Horseshoe brands throughout the country, but Bally's has held on to it in Vegas, and now they're going to change the name from Bally's to Horseshoe.
That's super cool. Now, also, Bally's is a Caesars-owned property.
Yes.
And I think that's pretty awesome.
Well, the thing is, what they're doing is the rebranding has to do with the moving of the World Series of Poker from the Rio to Bally's. Mm-hmm. And I believe maybe between Bally's and Paris next year. But the home base is going to be Bally's.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So that's what they're doing is, they're going to rebrand the whole casino, the whole resort. Mm-hmm. And they're going to start with the poker room, where those who are poker fans, you're going to have a big poker room, another big poker room on the Strip. Okay. And while poker is kind of dying in a lot of places, it's going to be reborn, at least in this new Horseshoe, which is supposed to be completed by the end of this year.
Well, that's really interesting, and I think that poker may be even getting more popularized online because you can now play for money in certain states. And
they don't want they felt that poker was a big deal. That's why they bought the World Series brand, and it's been really good for them. Do you realize that? Do you know what Bally's was before it was Bally's?
No,
it was MGM Grand.
Really?
That was the original MGM Grand.
I did not know that.
Yeah, right there on that corner. And then it was sold to Bally's, the original Bally's Corporation, which changed it to Bally's. And MGM moved down and built on a place that was called the Marina. Okay. And knocked down the Marina or kind of absorbed some of the Marina into a new building, and it became the new MGM. So
that's
this
really interesting.
Yeah, MGM Grand. That's where the big fire was. Uh-huh. All right, one of the two big fires, one at MGM Grand and one at the Hilton years ago. Oh, but anyway, it went from MGM Grand to Bally's, and now it's going to be the Horseshoe.
Wow. All right, so it's coming full circle.
Yeah.
And this is really exciting.
And there's one other piece to this. By changing the name, the new Bally's Corp, which now owns the Tropicana, right, can now change the name of that casino from Tropicana to Bally's if they choose to do so.
That's hilarious.
So we'll see.
So the Bally's will become the Horseshoe, and the Tropicana could become a Bally's.
Correct. We're all waiting to see what happens.
All right. Very cool. Also, in other news, the English Hotel, which is going to house Todd English's new restaurant, we have been reporting on that. It is now going to open on 2/22/22.
Yes, a numerological move there, I think.
Yeah.
We've been waiting to hear. The English Hotel is going to be down in the Arts District. Mm-hmm. It's going to have the Todd English restaurant called the Pepper Club. Okay. The food they've said is going to be Japanese Mediterranean fusion. I'm not sure what that is.
Me neither.
Sushi and grape leaves? I don't know. Yeah,
a lot of pepper on top. It sounds great.
Something like that. But this is going to be a non-gambling hotel. Okay. We don't know if they're going to have video poker machines or not, but they will have the restaurant, and they'll have a bar, and then they'll have a hotel where people can stay. Mm-hmm. So it's just interesting that they finally named the date. They may have before, but that's the first that we've heard of it.
That's right. Good old lucky 2/22/22.
Yeah, that's going to be a big wedding day too, by the way. Yeah. All the wedding chapels in Vegas are gearing up and waiting for that day, which will be big. 2/2 will also be big. February 2nd will be big, but not as big as February 22nd, 2022.
Right. Okay. So a lot of twos in this 2/2, 2/2, 2/2, 2.
And speaking of February 2nd.
That's right. February 2nd, there will be a new ride opening at Area 15.
Right. It's they've named it Liftoff. Okay. And it's going to be, they've been building it in the sort of like the parking lot area there for quite a while. We've been watching it go up, and it looks a little bit like like the big shot at Strat, where it flies up into the air, but it's a little bit different. I guess the way it's going to work is there's going to be a bar at the bottom.
Yeah.
You can buy a package for starting at, what is it? I think the ride itself starts at 18. The packages start at 26. So you can get a drink, alcoholic or otherwise. Then they strap you in and they take you up to the top. And you do a 300, I guess it's 130 feet up. Then you do a 360-degree circle around while you're drinking, and you get the view and all of that. And then I suppose they come back down. But that's what it's going to be. And this ride will be open soon, by the beginning of next month.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I always think of Area 15 as a really cool, like, immersive type place. We went there once. Remember, we went there and we had some beers, some really actually strong craft beers, I believe.
Well, Area 15 is... we originally described it as a mishmash of things, and it still kind of is. But they are doing so many things there.
Yeah.
I mean, they're opening all these different kind of concepts. That the complaint about Area 15 is you can get in for free, but when you want to do anything, it costs. You got to pay for everything.
That's right.
I kind of found that to be true, but I mean, just walking around, it's getting more and more interesting, and I think we'll have to go take a look at it.
Yeah. All right. Well, so more to come on Area 15, and if you're interested in the ride, it's 2/2/22. Now, up next, one of our favorite buffets, the South Point Buffet that we always talk about. They have increased their prices by $1.
Yeah, prices up and up, unfortunately.
Inflation, baby.
Yeah, it used to be $9.95 for breakfast with a club card. Now it's $10.95. It's still a great deal. What do we got? $10.95 for breakfast, $14.95 for lunch, $22.95 for dinner. All of those up $1, and $35.95 for the seafood buffet on Fridays, which is up $2. These are still terrific prices.
I agree.
This was the number one deal in the Las Vegas Advisors Top 10. We have a policy that when they raise their price, we take them completely off the list. But I'm sure they'll be right back on in 1 month because it's still a great deal.
Yeah. But also, if you get your member rewards coupon book, there's a 2-for-1.
There's a 2-for-1 in what we call member rewards online.
Yeah.
So those who join and get the member rewards book, you also get access to the online coupons, which are downloadable. There's a 2-for-1 there. So 2 people can get the breakfast for $10.95, which comes with, we've said many times, unlimited Bloody Marys. My favorite aspect of the whole breakfast.
Yep.
And
Definitely.
it's a fun way to start a day. It really is.
Yep. And if you end up staying there all day after having a bunch of Bloody Marys and playing video poker, there's also a $1.25 hot dog you can get there as well.
Yeah, the $1.25 hot dog is another top tenner, man. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Okay. And next, we are going to go to our jackpot of the week, which comes to us from Joe N. And he wrote, "Hello, Anthony and Andrew. I enjoy watching your show, and I'm happy that I finally have a jackpot for your inclusion. During my 20 years of annual trips to Vegas, I have stayed on and off the Strip as well as downtown. Over the years, I have enjoyed going to various casinos. See my updated chip collection attached. I always try to sample some local flavor. On Thursday, I stopped at the Crown and Anchor, as recommended by you guys. On Friday, we ventured to 2 places we have never been. The Skyline in Henderson, which we recommended the shrimp cocktail at the Skyline in Henderson. And then the Klondike, where I played 50-cent double-double bonus poker. And I suppose after all of those years, I must have played 40,000 hands because I finally hit my royal flush. For the record, I am well aware that the royal was earned on a non-optimal pay table and by not using optimal strategy. Every once in a while, I hold the ace-10 suited because I feel like it. Yes, I know Bob Dancer et al. Would scoff, but I'm on a casino trip a few times a year, and I'm not making a living on it. So going for a royal is fun. Finally, I capped the trip on Monday at the D with a similar $2,000 hand pay of 4 aces with a kicker on double-double bonus poker. Quite a fine trip. I look forward to sending in many more jackpots in the future."
Did we mention the name? What is it? Joe Nunziata? Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, first thing I would say to Joe is no need to apologize. I mean, okay. So you played a game. You played, what was it? It was 8-5 bonus, double-double. 8-5 double-double. All right, that's pretty lean, 96.79% return. A little bit worse than the 6-5 bonus poker that everybody's always getting on arcades for playing, which you find in a bar. Okay, but all right, you played a little bit of an inferior pay table. You made a little bit of an inferior play holding the ace-10.
That's what I would have done.
Well, there's no reason. The thing is, everybody's always apologizing. Why apologize? You're doing it for fun, and it's up to you. If you want to get better at it and play better, then you study and you do things. The ace-10 hold is just something that you would never do unless you're playing a high progressive meter, where it gets high enough for the royal flush where you would now hold that ace-10. But it's again, he was there having fun. He was having a good time. We'll talk in the future a little bit more about how you get better at video poker, how you study, and what you do. But in the meantime, who's going to bust the guy for hitting a royal, right?
That's right. Congratulations.
Not bad at all.
Yeah, and thanks for sending it in. Next, we are going to talk about the mask update. We have a mask update?
Yes. Well, we have a mask update until we don't have to wear masks anymore.
Right.
And at this point, we're still wearing them. As we predicted would probably happen based on what we're reading in the news, the positivity rates are dropping relatively quickly in Nevada. It looks like this variant is on its way out. Whether there'll be a new variant or not, who knows. As of now, the news is good. The rates are dropping. So again, there's talk that the mask mandate might be lifted at some point. Not yet, not in the foreseeable future. You still wear masks inside as of now.
Yep, and you can get masks for free at most every casino here in Vegas, definitely all the Strip properties. All right, and on a closing note, we're going to be bumping up the content on this channel. Tell them what we're going to be doing, Anthony.
Okay, well, first we'll tell them the reason. We've done a year. We've experimented with different things. The channel is growing at a reasonable pace. We think that we can grow it more, and we've listened to input that we've gotten from people for a year, and they're telling us they want to see more from us. They like the updates, but they want to see some how-tos. I mentioned earlier that we'll be talking about how to learn to play video poker better. We'll do a segment on that. We'll do another segment on blackjack. But primarily, we're going to try to do more of a weekly 2 to 3 as opposed to 1. And that will be things like casino tours, the walkthroughs like we did with Virgin. We've got one coming up at Circa, which we should be able to put up in a couple of days.
Yep.
We're going to do more of our In the Wild, and that means we go out on location. And we're planning on seeing the Elvis show tonight. We're going to start checking out these buffets in person, and we're going to do more with books and some author interviews. So it's just so far so good. If we didn't like doing this and you didn't like watching it, we'd say that's enough, but we're going to add on. Yep.
So a lot of things to come for us in 2022, and it helps us if you like and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell button, and share the content with your friends who you think are interested. And thank you so much for your support this far. We've had a really fun year, and this year we look forward to a lot more fun.
Yeah, we'll see you with an update next week, if not sooner.